This is Kyle Knox, USA Water Polo chiropractor. TRX straps today. We're going to be showing with the guys how they utilize TRX straps, suspension training on the pool deck. They were kind enough to give us some straps for the women's and the men's national team. Very thankful because the straps itself is a perfect workout. We can do virtually everything we want to accomplish on the pool deck with this simple strap here. We're going to be going through some exercises on how the guys are able to stabilize shoulders and really kind of compensate for what we do in the water and also with the hips. First, we're going to start off with back exercise. For water polo, back is very important. We're going to set it up here. So important for water polo, they do a lot of moves in the water that are very forward, and we like to bring things back when we're in the weight room and also doing our training. During this move, it's not only important to go through the motion, but to create stability. So the whole time I'm going to be activating my lower trap or my rhomboids and going through the motion, keeping my chest nice and wide. I'm not going to allow that to collapse on me. So we're going to keep it nice and wide here. And then as we go through the motion, I'm keeping that wide base. And the further I go down, the more difficult it becomes. But the whole time, I'm keeping control. And I'm working on bringing my shoulders back and down, kind of the opposite of what we create in the water. And through this exercise, stability in my back.
So that's all I can see. Yeah, but it just doesn't make like enough. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Down here.
Try.
Yeah, I know it's hard. Get it down. Keep the shoulders back. Tighten your abs. Tighten your abs. There you go. Cool. Relax here. Relax. Relax. There you go. So the next exercise we're going to do, type of fly. We're going to work on isolating the back, really expanding the chest. For a lot of the guys, it's not really about going through the motion, but about stability in the back. So while we're going through this motion, we're really wanting them to stimulate the back muscles, the lower trap, the rhomboid, so they're not just letting their shoulders round out in their back. They really depend on good extension too in their back, so we're trying to work on that at the same time, and also keeping your core nice and tight. So as I'm going through this move, there's two ways of doing it. If they're really weak, we can have them go with 1 foot forward, and that just really keeps them upright. And that whole time I'm keeping my back nice and tight. As you can see, my right shoulder is not as strong as my left, so it wants to kind of come forward a little faster. And then we can make it a little more difficult, where they're having to hold and stabilize the whole time going through the exercise. And I'm keeping my back, my chest nice and open, and nice and slow. And if right before a game or a practice, this move can be a little faster so we can get the muscles ready for their game or the practice. It's a little faster. Or if we want to build stability, we go a little slower. And that's the move.
Right. Yeah. He's over here shaking his head, and he looks at me, and I go, that's correct call. He's got no other intention than to take him out of the game.
Pitch. Yeah. There you go. Keep this. There you go. Tighten in here. There you go. Now let yourself go down. I'm going to support you a little bit.
Come backwards?
Yep. Go back. Build. Tighten. Back here. And now go forward. There you go. Good. Feel this tighten the whole time. Keep it locked in. Good. And go. Good. For this move, we're really working on keeping everything nice and strong on the posterior chain, what we call it, and also the core. If I don't keep this strong, I'm going to feel a lot of stress in my shoulder. If I keep it strong, my whole body, and use everything I have, it takes all the stress away from my shoulder. So that's what we're trying to teach the guys. So the move itself looks a little bit like this. So the whole time going down, and now from here, I'm going to feel it in my legs, I'm going to feel it in my calves, I'm going to feel it in my glutes, my core, and then my shoulder. And then I'm going to come up. And the whole move is using my whole body. Now if I do it without using my whole body and I use my shoulder, it'll look something like this. And I use a lot more stress on my shoulder, and you saw I hike it up. So that's what we're trying to teach, is to use the full body, use your core strength, and use everything. And so that's the arrow move. In water polo, there's a lot of instabilities in shoulders, but also hips. Using the lower abs and learning how to create good motion in the hips is important. So for this next move, see if I can do this right. So for this, again, we're working on the shoulders, keeping them down and back, the core nice and strong, and then it's a pike right through my lower ab. So I'm not moving anything but my lower ab. And then from there, it's a modified hip move where we're creating internal rotation of the hip and then bringing it up. And everything else is staying quiet. So my core is keeping strong. My shoulders, like I just let that go. And then I come up like that. A lot in water polo, like we had talked about before, it's a completely open chain exercise. So this really creates that same type of movement where we're not using the ground to push off of. It's using no gravity in a way. Keep that locked in. There you go. Good. Keep it locked in. Get that shoulder down. Good. Don't let that go. You're letting it go. Keep it locked in. There you go. Don't let it go. Keep it locked in. Go right around here. Good. And go. Good. Lock it in. Go. Good. And relax. Good job. Feel a little tired down there? Yeah.